Has anyone ever pushed your buttons? A significant other, a business partner, a stranger in social media? You feel your buttons getting pushed and your anger level starting to rise, your emotions starting to arise? My name is Tom Beal. I'm going to share with you a simple step process that I choose to go through every time I feel my emotions start to rise, when I feel my buttons being pushed per se. So first of all, what I need to do is step back and recognize, aha, something's going on here. I feel my emotions starting to rise before I think, say, and do some things that I might regret later. Does that make sense? So I need to step back and observe and feel that and say, uh-oh, my emotions are starting to rise. What's happening here? And generally, it might be something that's very important to me. It could be a total stranger, but I feel my emotions starting to rise, and I get to make a choice in this manner. I don't live a life by default. I don't let my buttons get pushed and automatically come back with my buttons pushed in a Mike Tyson type of format. You might have seen Mike Tyson have his buttons pushed on a radio show, which the radio guy pushed himself over the limit, and that might have been warranted. But I'd rather choose to have a response that is more fun, like treat it as a game, and in a fun manner versus wanting to fight type of manner, right? Okay, so feel that, recognize it, step back, and then I ask certain questions. First question is, all right, this must be important to me. What am I taking personally? What am I taking personally? The next question is, what am I making assumptions about? And my third question is, what is my desired outcome? And the first two questions are two of the 4 agreements in the book called The 4 Agreements, which if you haven't read it, get it on Amazon or get it on Kindle or get it on audiobook, Audible. It's a great book. And the 4 agreements are always be impeccable with your word, never take anything personally, never make assumptions, and always do your very best. So whenever I find myself doing those two, taking something personally or making assumptions, I start to get angry, my emotions start to rise. So I've decided to not take things personally and not make assumptions, and that allows me to act in more of a proactive manner versus a reactive manner. So after I've done that, then I ask, what is my desired outcome? Now, sometimes, like with Mike Tyson, that example, his desired outcome was to knock that reporter out. Fortunately, he withheld that because that would have been lawsuits, because there are consequences for doing things like that. But his desired outcome probably wasn't to get on the news in that type of manner to show him getting extremely defensive and wanting to fight back in a controversial way. Now, that one may have fallen into an area where that might have been his desired outcome, to show that he's not going to be pushed around, he's not going to be led into a trap, because that was a trap set by that reporter to ask him that question. Generally, when you sit down with someone, they're telling you what questions they're going to ask you. So obviously that wasn't one that Mike was told he would be asked. And the reporter kind of set him up for that. So he might have been asked for getting an ass whooping. Who knows? But what is your desired outcome when you feel your emotions starting to rise? Now, with social media, someone may make a comment, someone may make a post, whatever. If they make a comment on your profile or your page, you can choose to delete it. You can choose to tell them about why you deleted it or not. You can say, look, this is my house. That's not acceptable here. If you want to act friendly, if you want to be supportive in this community, you can stick around. Otherwise, I got to remove you. If you want to say that. Or you can just delete their comment, unfriend them, remove them from that. But remember, it's your house. You can say and do what you want to do, and you can delete people who aren't following the rules of your house. Just like if you were to come over to my house and started flipping the couches and tables over and kicking my dog, I'd have to ask you to leave. And maybe asking might have been the desired outcome that I would have in that particular situation. It might come down to a Mike Tyson scenario. But you get the point. It's your house. You control the rules. But here's my take on it. I like to believe in the fact that everything that I choose to think, say, or do brings me closer towards my goals or further from them. On that same note, I choose to think that everything I choose to think, say, and do raises my emotional vibrations or lowers my emotional vibrations. Wow, I just did a little flex there. Well, I'm not trying to show the muscle out. That happened on accident. Raises the emotional vibrations or lowers the emotional vibrations. And if I choose to engage in something that's going to be back and forth, push, 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 pull, that's a combative situation where I feel it's going to be decreasing my emotional vibration. Sometimes that's where it needs to go, but most of the time I take the high road and treat it as a game and spin it so that, here's the saying, don't fight with an idiot. You'll lose because they have more practice at being an idiot, right? So don't become an idiot. Let them prove that they're an idiot and treat it as a game, or just delete them and remove it and move on, because we get what we focus on. And if we choose to put time and energy into that path, that's a downward spiral path. I choose to remove it and focus on where I want to go in my life, living proactively, choosing a life by design, not by default. So I'm putting this out there because this is something I share with my personal clients, my consulting clients, my coaching clients, in a personal format and a group format, which has helped them take the high road and also choose to focus on raising their vibrations versus lowering their vibrations, and taking control of their personal pages on social media, recognizing it's my house. I can do and say what I want. If you don't like it, you can go. And guess what? It's my rules here. If you don't follow the rules, I'm going to kick you out. You're not welcome here. Here are the rules. And if you want to follow them, great, stick around. Let's build an awesome community and empower one another and lift one another up. If not, get the heck out of here. I'm focusing on people that are going towards this path. And if you're going the other path, that's fine with me. All right? So hopefully this is helpful. When you feel your emotions start to arise, what are you going to do? A, step back. Hey, this must be important to me. I can feel my emotions starting to rise. And don't think, say, or do anything that you're going to regret later. Think about this for a second. So as you feel your emotions start to rise, ask, what am I taking personally? What assumptions am I making? What's my desired outcome? And when you think about that desired outcome, if it's someone that you love or a business partner, the desired outcome is to continue and show them that they're important to you, show them that you love them, and move on and move on with the day, and not have something that's, you know, walking around, not looking at each other, not talking for weeks. You know, that's not the desired outcome. So stay focused on that. So, okay, so if I were to say and do this, that would definitely derail that desired outcome, and that would lead to lots of argument, pain, difficulties, and stress. What could I say or do that would alleviate this and move us towards that desired outcome, to show this person that I do love them, I do care for them, and there's just a misunderstanding at this particular situation. Sometimes I verbalize, wow, I hadn't seen it in that perspective. Thanks for sharing it with me. My desired outcome for this particular situation is to share, or to get us to this point. Would you agree that's a good point for us to get to? Great, how could we get there? And it kind of moves past that issue without bringing it down a path of name calling and saying and doing things that we'd regret later and aren't congruent with who we are as a person. So I hope this is helpful to you. If it is, by all means, make your comments below, like it, share it, all that fun stuff. Let's make this world a better place. Let's have more love, not war. You know, let's think back to the 60s. Love, peace, happiness, joy, all that fun stuff. All right, until next time, like this, share this, comment below, and spread the word. All right, and remember, when you feel your emotions rising, what are those 3 things you're going to do? If you don't remember it, rewind it and get it down to a point where it becomes automatic. As with anything, it takes practice. I didn't learn this overnight, trust me. I'm an ongoing work in progress. I'm far from perfect. I'm a flawed individual, but this is something that's helped me keep me on track versus derailing many conversations, many situations that could have, if I'd have known what I knew now then, could have saved me a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow and a lot of heartache and difficulties. And my hope is that it will save you those things. So practice it, preach it, share it. Talk with you soon. Until then, Tom Beal saying, make today great. For more videos, go to tombeal.com or do a Google search, T-O-M-B-E-A-L. 250 plus videos out there helping you become all that you're able to become. All right, make today great. Bye for now.